you know, this is the Swedish club. Don't you think we ought to get Marcus Samuelsson to come?
Yeah.
Yes. And so then we cooked up an idea that we could have a dinner called Marcus, Please Come to Seattle. And so we did recipes. We had big faces of his that we held in front of our faces.
I apologize.
And people were so excited, and we asked the people that were there, it was almost as many people as there are here, not quite, almost. We asked them to sign a big card. You know, it was this big, and then how do you mail that to New York? How do you get an envelope for it? Well, we have friends, and so we got it mailed off to him, and then we waited. And we waited. And then finally he said, yes, of course I'm coming. Rauf, he was the idea behind this, and he's going to be the moderator this evening.
Thanks, Christine. Here. I'm going to give you the Charlie Rose bio. That's a brief synopsis that you all need. Born in Ethiopia in 1971, he and his sister were adopted by Anne-Marie and Lennart Samuelsson when he was 2 years old. He grew up in, you can help me here, Göteborg? Göteborg, where he enjoyed playing soccer and where he acquired an interest in cooking from his maternal grandmother. If you've read his book, Yes Chef, you know that he went through the rigors of apprenticing all through Europe, Switzerland, France, Austria, other countries. And knowing from your book, it was very traumatic at times. Yes. In 1991, he came to New York City, where he worked at Aquavit, and at age 24, he became the restaurant's executive chef. He became the youngest chef to win a 3-star review from the New York Times. He is a 5-time James Beard Award winner. He won, and then it keeps coming. He won Top Chef Masters, competing against 21 other top chefs in the country.
Top chef.
And he has served as a guest chef at the state dinner for President Barack Obama.
Hey, good.
In 2010, he opened the lively and wonderful Red Rooster restaurant in Harlem at 125th and Lenox, which everyone should go to next time you're in New York. Go to the Red Rooster restaurant, please. It's a great place. If you pick up the latest issue of Food and Wine, which I happen to have right here in my hands, there's a great article here about Marcus and how he prepares Thanksgiving dinner, which is really amazing. Some really great recipes here. And it's all photos of him in Harlem at his home and preparing this great Thanksgiving dinner. So be sure to pick up that as well. If I told you of all of his accomplishments tonight, I wouldn't be able to even get through the night. He'd have to just leave. So I'll just add that he is a highly praised author as well. Many of us are familiar with his cookbook called Aquavit and the New Scandinavian Cuisine. Here's another part, Swedish, en smakresa. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. And he also had wrote the autobiographical book about his life so far, Yes Chef, which is fantastic. We are so honored to have him here at the Swedish Club Seattle tonight to talk about his new book, Marcus Off Duty, The Recipes I Cook at Home. Please give a warm Swedish Club welcome to Marcus Samuelsson. I think we're going to conduct it loose and easy, and maybe just tell us about the book in general. And,
well, first of all, I want to say thank you very much for bringing me here to Seattle, bringing me back to Seattle. I love Seattle. I always feel like this city is the most similar to how I grew up in Gothenburg. You have nature, you're close to the water. You have pretty shitty weather, the way I had. There's a lady from Bergen here, and I was like, this is exactly very similar to why I think Bergen and Gothenburg, it rains the most in Scandinavia, those two cities. You know? I grew up in that, but there's also a lot of beauty in that, and the seafood, the nature, respect for nature, and I always feel very welcome here, whether I've done did a program for PBS here once, and come back with Microsoft and Starbucks, and today with Tom Douglas, and today here. So it's always Seattle's old men. You're very welcome back. Thank you all for this, and this made me feel very patriotic because everything that I do really stems back to Sweden and my upbringing, and all of us, everyone in this room, we have many homes, right? You have the home that you're born in, and maybe the home where you were raised, and then the home that you may work or created your life now, and they're not all maybe Africa, Sweden, and New York, but they all have different, similar, because all of us here, we're on a journey, you know, in life. So.
Can you say everything you just said in Swedish?
This is not even fair for me. I still think in Swedish. Så för som fortfarande pratar svenska, välkommen. Och vi kanske ska säga skål. Happy Halloween and skål. I love that we have a couple of people here that really went all out. I like that. I love that. What are you talking about? Exactly. It's very. I've learned it's very tricky. Like, oh, is that just a regular Mike Tyson? You not ever want to ask a lady if she's pregnant. You just leave it like that. Same thing. I'm like, I think this is a Halloween costume, right? You know, it's tricky. It's very tricky. But that's one person.
Well, you have a wonderful new book. It's all about cooking at home.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit more about it? It's filled with recipes.